I started off as a prosecutor. I worked in the prosecutor's office for 7 years. Then I went into private practice. I did a stint in D.C. with Clerk McCaskill when she was elected to the Senate. And I came back, and I've been in private practice again here as a defense attorney for probably the last 10 years. The Attorney General has filed a motion to remove Kim from office, and he's basing it on the fact that he says she's been derelict in her duty as the circuit attorney for the city of St. Louis. Well, this is really all related to the Daniel Riley case and the individual who struck the young lady this past weekend, and it caused her to lose both her legs as a result of that accident, and the fact that he was out on bond at the time. So that is the initiation of all of this action. The issue is that Kim had properly charged the individual. Her office had asked that his bond be revoked for his technical violations, but the judge had not revoked his bond. And he was out on bond because he was on what's called a personal recognizance bond, which means that he did not have to post any money. He just had to sign his signature that he would abide by the rules and come to court as instructed. Now, usually, personal recognizance bond is reserved for individuals with low-level offenses and no prior crimes. In this situation, though, this individual, he was charged with a high-level offense, robbery in the first degree, and armed criminal action, which means that he robbed someone with a weapon, and we found out that he robbed someone with a gun. And so normally he wouldn't be eligible for a personal recognizance bond. He's charged with a Class A felony. In Missouri, we have 5 levels of felony: A, B, C, D, and E. E being the least and A being the most. So he was at the top of the food scale. He was charged with a felony with a range of punishment of 10 to life. And those individuals are normally not out on a personal recognizance bond. And so the issue is that Kim, as the prosecutor, can make a request that the bond be revoked, but only the judge can revoke the bond, and it's the judge that sets the bond. So the blame is being put on Kim, and it should not be put on Kim. If you want to take action about the individual being out on bond, then you need to deal with the judge. It's coming from the Attorney General's office. Now, this Attorney General was just appointed by the governor because the last Attorney General was elected to the Senate. So the Attorney General is the chief law enforcement officer for the state. So that's why it's coming from the Attorney General's office. No, it's not something good is going on, because what they're trying to do is take away our representation. Kim is an elected official. She was elected by the citizens of the city of St. Louis twice. And if she's to be removed, it has to be by the citizens of the city of St. Louis. This is a power grab. What is happening is that the Attorney General is trying to use this to project his political career. We've seen from the last 2 Attorney Generals that being Attorney General is a launching pad for future political careers. And he's trying to launch his political career and bring notoriety to himself on the back of Kim Gardner. It's baseless to argue that you want to remove Kim Gardner because this young lady was hurt downtown. Her being hurt was very unfortunate. We have a number of multiple homicides, deaths, and accidents in this city on a regular basis. That individual, I would agree, should not have been out on a personal recognizance bond. If you have an issue with the bond setting that he was on, that needs to be taken up with the judge. The prosecutor's office does not issue the bond. Bonds and bond conditions are only done by the judiciary. Any other time, in every incident, when a defendant has done something that is on bond, it's always been the judge that has been held accountable for that. This is the first time that they've tried to blame the prosecutor, and the Attorney General knows better. He understands the legal system. He knows that the prosecutor does not have any authority over setting the bond or revoking the bond. That all relies in the judiciary, in the judge. So that's why it's wrong. It's wrong to do that. Now, if you don't want Kim to remain in office, then you have a candidate to run against her when she's up for re-election. and you go through the democratic process. Our country went to war over this issue, taxation without representation. Kim is our representative, and the individuals in Jeff City don't get to pick who represents us. We do. The Circuit Attorney's Office has over 90% conviction rate, which means that over 90% of the cases that they deal with, they get a conviction. They're doing their job in the Circuit Attorney's Office. Kim is not giving away the house. I'm a defense attorney. I fight with her office on a regular basis. It's not an easy ride going down there. All prosecutors' offices are backlogged right now. If you do your research and you look across the nation, it's still a result of COVID. Caseloads got backlogged as a result of COVID. It is not as a result of the prosecutor's offices. You have this problem all across the country in the system because the courts shut down for a significant period of time. And when they shut down, there were already cases in the system along with the new cases coming in. So all prosecutors' offices are doing the best they can to deal with their backlogs, but having a backlog was not preventing her from doing her job, nor is it a reason to file this motion to try to remove her from office.